Well, howdy there, everybody. How is it going? Thank you for tuning in. My name is Robert, and unfortunately, you got me looking like a straight-up bum today. And fair warning, this is a talking video. I know, I pretty much hate to hear myself talk, but I'm gonna do it because you guys asked. No, you didn't. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna make you suffer through me talking. No one asked for this. We've been doing so much stuff here in the studio. I can't wait to show you guys. I know I've got the camera pointed over this little nook of the room, but soon you'll get to see it all, and hopefully by Monday. But anyways, I wanted to talk about something that is kind of, I guess, a broad topic. You know, I'm probably gonna call the video like "Turn Your Day Job into Your Dream Job" or something like that. And as you know, I'm going to address it from a musician perspective, of course, but I think that this would apply to anybody. So I think that part of it is figuring out what do you want to do with your life. You know, I made a video a long time ago called, you know, you have one life, and I really hold that close to me, where I'm like, well, yeah, you have one life, and you can either spend it, you know, working at a job you hate, you know, working hard at a job you hate, or working hard towards a job that you'll love. And you know, I'm very fortunate that the path has led me to where it has, but it wasn't always that path. It wasn't always getting, you know, always at that point. And I feel like there's still a very long path, you know, ahead of myself. And I feel like a musician's mentality about it. So part of the reason why, you know, I want to make the studio better, I want to be better at guitar. It's kind of like be thankful for what you have, but always strive for better. And I think that's my approach to a lot of it. So I always want the studios and videos to look better. I want, you know, better angles for the cameras. I want better tones for the guitar. I want to be a better guitar player in general. So I think it all kind of starts with, where do you want to go? And I'm sorry, it's really hot in here. Whew! So it's finding that initial path. So maybe you want to be a guitar teacher. Maybe you want to just study guitar. Maybe you want to be a touring musician. You know, whatever it is, maybe you're just happy sitting on your back porch playing your guitar. So find that path. Now, I think it's important to know that just because you have the path does not mean that it's going to happen, or that it's going to be a direct path. Because sometimes your path goes like this, all over the place. And there's sometimes when it's really, really scary. I remember when I finally quit my quote-unquote normal job and started teaching full-time, and, you know, still working on building up the YouTube stuff. It was awful that first summer. Man, I remember me and my wife living off of Tony's $2 pizzas, chicken noodle soup, mac and cheese. I remember we would get the pizzas and put them, like, make the mac and cheese and put on top of the pizza just to make it something different. And you know, it was not exactly a fun time, you know, very stressful, but we just kind of toughed it out, and I just slowly kept building and progressing and building and building. And thankfully she put up with me for all these years, because I certainly could not have done any of this without her. So thank you to my wife for that. But my point of that is that, you know, just because I wanted to be a musician, just because I wanted to play guitar somehow, my overall objective was literally just, I just want to play guitar. That's something that has a guitar in my hands. And you know, I really wasn't into the whole touring kind of thing. Like, that really wasn't the vibe I wanted to go to, because I like being home. I like being with my family and stuff like that. So being gone all the time really didn't, you know, tickle my fancy. You know, so when you got offered, I kind of had, what happened is, let me rewind and regroup here for a second. I started doing the YouTube stuff very early on, and then I had the local music store here, Metro Music, contact me. I think probably because they saw my videos, and they knew who I was from just being like a regular in the store, and they offered me a job teaching. And I was like, oh my God. And it wasn't too long before that, we had went to Vegas for me and my wife's honeymoon. And we quickly discovered, because we were both supposed to go to GIT out in California, we discovered that we did not like the crowds of people. We come from a small town. You know, I'm like, wow, you know, I'm a country boy myself. So I was like, wow, this is a big shift. And we weren't ready for that. And thankfully, right around that time, I started teaching. And I kind of had the realization that, oh, well, maybe I can pursue this. And I liked doing the YouTube stuff. Now, YouTube didn't pay me anything at the time. I just enjoyed it. I just saw the potential in it. And I was like, you know what? I love it. I went to school for media and, video editing and stuff like that. So I kind of already knew that stuff, that side of it. And I was like, well, I just want to make videos and stuff, and we'll build up the teaching. And I remember I said, like, when I had 40 students, we're gonna quit. I had a full-time job at Sam's Club in marketing, and it's really funny how that works out. Again, going back to the path thing, this is gonna be a totally random video. As you can see, the wheel is probably turning as I'm talking. But so I left Sam's Club and pursued teaching, and it wasn't but a few years later that the position I was in at Sam's Club they got rid of the whole marketing department in the Sam's Club that I was working at, not alone just the job that I was doing. So I was like, wow, had I stuck around there, they would have gotten rid of that position anyways. So I would have been, adding all those years into this company, and then just boom, I would either had to went to being, whatever other job. But it was interesting. I was like, oh wow, that's so crazy that that happened like that. And so there was a big life moment. I can hear my wife singing in the shower. But there was a big life moment there where it was terrifying. I cannot tell you how many people told me, do not quit your job at Sam's Club. The lessons and music is very unstable, unreliable. Scale back on that and keep working full time. And I knew it in my heart. I could feel it. And it sounds cheesy, but I was like, no, that is not the path I want to go. Because they said that at Sam's Club, there's the 5-year deal. If you worked there for 5 years, you would never leave. And it makes sense, because then you're making enough money. It's not a lot of money, but you're making enough to where you can't really leave and start over. So I had worked there I was like a month or two away from my 5-year anniversary of working there. And I was like, no, this is it. This is the time. It's happening right now. Thankfully, my wife was extremely supportive. So was my mom and stuff like that. And it's so terrifying for me to think back if we hadn't just done that move together, just to take that leap of faith. And I had that in my mind. I was determined. I was like, you know what? I was like, I will work harder at this than anything I have ever done in my life. I will make this work somehow. The opportunity is here. It's one of those seize the moment type of things. And I knew. I was like, no matter what happens, I will work 24 hours a day. Doesn't matter. And for a while, it was probably a good 15, 16 hours a day. But man, I think that what you have to do, I know this is again, very random and rainy video, is find whatever path you want. You're going to have to roll with it, rock with it, the long way, and figure out, all these bumps that are going to be on the road. And sometimes you're not going to have bumps. You're going to have giant stinking craters in the road. And just go with it. And I think there's be happy and content with what is around you and respect it. But also there has to be that drive for always better. I always want better. And it's not because I'm ungrateful. I strive as a person, as a musician and stuff like that. And I know a lot of, people who are just like that. And, I think that as far as turning your day job into your dream job, that it's got to be figuring out that path, running with it. I will never deter anybody from, they're like, oh man, it's scary. Should I take a chance on it? I'm like, dude, take a chance on it, because I say it all the time, but you literally get one life. Sit there and do with it whatever you decide to do with it. Sorry, I'm pointing at the camera, but that's it. Unfortunately, I know there are circumstances where people don't get options like that. There's not the availability for them to try something like that. But if it is at all within your grasp, in your reach, please do it, because you never know. What is the worst thing that's going to happen? It won't work out. Hey, but you know what? You tried. That's the important thing. You tried, and I would bet if you gave it your everything, your absolute everything, again, it's really hot in here, you'll get somewhere to where you might not even be where you thought it would be. You could be a whole different direction. You could be like, you know what, I'm doing music, and you could end up teaching at, you know, a school. You could be like a special needs program where you're teaching people, you know, to play guitar. I can't tell you how many students I had when I was at Metronome come in who would have really bad anxiety, all kinds of stuff, and the guitar was their gateway. So that brought a lot of joy into my life, doing stuff like that. So I know that this has been an extremely long video, just talking. I know I'm so lame, but I just want to talk to you guys about that. I know a lot of you guys say you like these videos, so I will leave it off at that, and hopefully you get something out of it. I will be seeing you guys. Might not be a Saturday video, but if not, I will for sure be seeing you on Monday. And until next time, guys, have a great rest of the day. Check out these other videos if you would like to. You can subscribe, and of course, I'm gonna bail on out of here with a high five. Later, guys. Have a great day, and do whatever it is that you want to do. Bye, guys.